to get a better view of it. What I saw was a small hole expanding and growing as the gas was escaping through the water that was forming in the hole and roiling it, so that it was causing erosion. And the erosion, the dirt was coming out from underneath the street, causing the asphalt to collapse into it, eventually moving from a small hole that was 2 or 3 car lengths wide and 1 or 2 deep into sidewalk to sidewalk on the building, and including taking the the taxi cab van that was on the side and sucking it down into the hole.
At least 15 people have been killed during the Syrian government-led airstrikes on the Islamic State targets in the city of Aleppo. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a group that opposes the Syrian government, said at least 10 of the victims were killed in air raids outside the Al-Bayan hospital in the Shar neighborhood of Aleppo. A hospital spokesperson said one worker was injured in the raid and that the hospital had to be evacuated. White Helmets rescue workers say the civilian death toll could be as high as 23. Islamic State fighters have withdrawn from the front lines with Syrian rebel forces north of the city of Aleppo. This happened on Wednesday. Observers see the sudden withdrawal as a sign that the militant group is under mounting pressure from Syrian government forces.
We lead tonight with breaking news. Israelis enjoying a night out in Tel Aviv were cut down by 2 gunmen who Israeli police say are Palestinian terrorists. At least 4 were killed, 5 wounded. The massacre in a restaurant was captured in terrible detail by a surveillance camera, and the images are hard to watch. The suspects, we're told, are in custody, and we have more now from Jonathan Vigliotti.
The gunmen went table to table inside a packed restaurant, shooting their victims at point-blank range. Surveillance video showed diners scrambling for cover as the attackers continued to fire. Israeli security forces arrived quickly, and this cell phone video purports to show police firing on one of the gunmen. A few blocks away, a second shooter was captured. Police combed the area looking for a possible third attacker, but found none. The 2 gunmen were identified as Palestinians, cousins from the same village in the West Bank, which has been a flashpoint for violence in recent months. Israeli media said both men were wearing suits, disguised as Orthodox Jews. And at this point, we don't know the exact motive behind this shooting, but Scott, it's one of the deadliest attacks in an 8-month wave of violence where Palestinians have targeted Israelis.
Jonathan Vigliotti in the London newsroom tonight. Jonathan, thank you.
This is the dramatic scene of the aftermath of a bomb attack that's killed upwards of 11 and injured over 35 people in Turkey. Blown out interiors, broken glass and charred vehicles, all indications of the fatal explosion and remnants of